Oh my God, we're live already. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Whatever Show. I am Lawrence Winterman.
I am Dana Dubois.
Hello, Dana.
Hello, Lawrence. That's my best friend.
That's my best friend. How are you? What's going on?
I'm doing pretty well, still adjusting to being back from the East Coast from visiting my family. So I usually really love the East Coast hangover. It's kind of a reverse hangover. I'm able to
Right.
wake up early, but I blew it the first night and stayed up past midnight here. And so I'm right back to my night owl ways. But all is, mostly well. I still have a lot of the message from our visit with Andrea yesterday, and that like, get out, women need to get out now.
Get out now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's lingering. And the State of the Union was last night. I know we're going to get into that, but
Yep.
who I've been. This is a weird thing to be sitting with, but it's a result of Andrew being here and my brain riffing with what's happened recently. Um, and maybe I'll talk about this more on Fine Feminist tomorrow, but I've been thinking about bikinis.
Mm.
And this is what I've been thinking about specifically when we were in Florida. We were right by the beach, so obviously lots of people in swimsuits. All of the young women, universally, Lawrence, were in bikinis with thongs on the back. That's
Okay.
just how bikinis, stylish bikinis, are cut now. And I mean, most of these women were beautiful. They had great bodies, but it was like it made me feel like, clutching my pearls, cranky old feminist. Like, what are you doing? And this wasn't just on the beach; it was all around. Like we were getting in line for pizza, and I was like, I feel like I've been intimate with this woman.
I mean, yeah, you kind of have, like, if you can see that much of her booty, I feel like.
Yeah. But I haven't primarily been thinking about these women. I've been thinking about Les Wexner
And
and
yes,
Victoria's
untold
Secret.
influence over the clothing of the American woman.
Yes, I've been thinking about how my daughters have been in love with Victoria's Secret since they were like 8, that they're marketing so actively to kids. And I'm thinking about the Epstein files and how it's all connected, and how part of feminism is these days says that, oh, well, we can be anything we want to be. And if we want to wear bikinis with our butts hanging out, you're not allowed to yell at us. But also, why is it that that's what most young women opt into, like examining that?
Yeah.
And then I've been
Yeah,
thinking
that
about
would be
this.
an interesting article.
Yeah,
The
maybe
thing
I'm
that's
going to
been
write that.
on my mind lately is
Yeah.
nowhere near as fascinating, but it is maybe even more bizarre. Do
Okay.
you remember the song, Of Course You Do, Obsession by
An
Animotion?
emotion.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know why, but that song has been stuck in my head for like the last 3 days, which of course means me being me, I, found it on Tidal and I've been listening to it like 150 times over and over and over again because that's what I do.
You are an obsession.
Yes.
I cannot sleep. You are possession.
So
Unending
yeah,
agitating.
maybe those things are connected, maybe they're not. I don't actually know. But
Oh, I thought
my
there was going to
brain
be.
has been obsessed with obsession for the last
Okay.
several days. Specifically the line, uh, and all my goodness has turned to badness.
Which is like not a great lyric.
I mean, it's a terrible, terrible lyric, but I remember being so struck by it, like as a kid when the song came. First of all, I was obsessed with the song when it came out when we
Same.
were kids.
The song's a banger. Let's be
Right, it's a
clear.
total banger. And then that line, like he kind of like growls it a little bit, all my goodness has turned to badness, and I was just like, ooh, that makes me feel things.
I'm
So
I'm
there you
I'm
go.
finding the video right now. Okay, so the creators on Facebook who are obsessed with it. I'm forgetting what they're called right now. Is it We Are the Death Eaters? Who
Oh,
the
right. Yeah, no, I know exactly who you're talking about. The Facebook band that is actually really talented, but they make
they
absolutely throwaway trash joke music.
they no, they're Animotion. That's who they look like, and it's
Oh
kind
my
of who
God,
they sound
yes.
like. Why can I not remember what they're called?
And it really is that same kind of
Like,
music, right? Like it's the like very pop hooky, synthy, like
yes.
kind of ridiculous lyrics, but you can't help singing it because it's just so catchy.
Yes, except they take it next level and they're singing like "I want to eat your face off"
Right,
or
right. Yeah, babies in bikinis, bringing it back to your theme.
"Babies in bikinis" would be on theme. Hang on, because we always share these with Frederick Pogue through text. So I'm gonna go find them. They are called "We Are the Dream Eaters." I was
We are
really
the Dream Eaters.
close.
That's what it is.
I'm clicking through right now so that we can yeah, this song is called I wanna wear you in my skin in a skin bag.
Oh yeah, Skin Bag is great. I've been
Yeah.
listening to that one a bunch.
Yeah. So um let me join the after this, let's just willfully ignore
Yanni
the
is
State of
telling us
Union.
that they're actually a comedy troupe, and I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
well done them. They've clearly found their carrier, their
Their
signal
niche.
for comedy is ridiculous pop songs and
And
applause, applause,
they
applause,
actually
applause.
they have, I think, really nice voices. Like,
Right,
and
like
the hooks are
they're
great.
talented. Like the instrumentation is great, the melodies are super catchy.
Yeah.
Very clever though dumb lyrics, and they have great voices. So
Yeah, they're like micro songs. So they don't
yeah,
have to write a chorus, a pre-chorus, a refrain. It's just the catchy part. And then they have the third dude who's in most of the videos, and he just sort of like does weird dance moves.
right.
I think Karen and I both shared the same link to one of the
Oh, nice.
songs. Um, Absolutely follow them, but they are Animotion, or like they watched Animotion Obsession and they were like, "This is what we're
Right. They
doing."
were like, we need to mock this, and yeah, and it's totally true. And it's the same bad lyrics, right? All my goodness has turned to badness.
Mm. Except stepped up to be like, "I want to wear your skin," or I can't even remember all of them, but they're actually, I think they're pretty great lyrics because they're funny and memorable and like jarring in just the right way. Yes, thank you, Yanni, for pointing to their homepage. We are the Dream Eaters. I went
Oh
full Harry
shit.
Potter. We called them Death Eaters.
Hang on. I'm looking at the chat. KR Byers, did I fuck up? Okay, that could actually explain everything. We've got Dash McIntyre from the Halfway Cafe on the show, and KR is in the chat saying, "Oh man, I really fucked up with Dash and KR. But hey, Dash is here. KR, I'm a monster. I am so sorry. We will make
Oh
it
my
up
God,
to
did you
you."
invite KR and then bring Dash on?
um, Dash, the mystery has been solved.
Yeah. Figure that out. Yeah.
Oh my
This is
God. Okay, well, this is what happens, folks, when not Dana is in charge of the booking, but me. I asked KR to be on the show and put Dash's name into the spreadsheet, and then texted Dash last night. Gentlemen, my deepest apologies. You are both unique and not interchangeable in any way.
Oh
But
my
we do
God,
adore
Lawrence.
you equally. You're both incredibly funny gentlemen that we love having on the show. So, hey Dash, welcome to the Daily Whatever Show.
Hey everybody, how's it
Good
going?
morning, Dash. I'm half wondering, Lawrence, if we go crazy and we bring KR on also.
I
Just
mean,
like,
KR, I will send you the link right now, and if you would have us, we would welcome you. I actually can't think of anything better than a show with Dash and KR on it, because you guys are so fucking funny. And do you know
yeah.
each other? I'm assuming you must know each other.
KR, I'm not. I don't know.
Oh
Maybe.
no, I can't hear. Can you hear Dash?
Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear Dash.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't hear Dash. Dash, can you hear me?
I can hear everybody. Yeah. Yeah.
Dana, it's your thing.
It's my thing, and it didn't hit me today. It hit here.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It doesn't make any sense to, I guess, I leave and come back.
I guess.
Little musical chairs going on.
This is the
Honestly,
Daily
the
Whatever
craziest
Show,
thing
folks.
about this particular bug.
Yeah,
Okay, and
limits this.
simultaneously, Dash, just in case there's anyone here who doesn't know you, please introduce yourself to the chat.
I'm
Okay.
gonna talk while you do that.
Yeah. I write satirical comedy, so I started the Halfway Post like 8 years ago now. So pretty much when Trump took over the first time. I've been just writing comedy. It's how I guess I deal with my Trump derangement syndrome. I just make a bunch of jokes about Trump and troll all the fascists in America relentlessly. So on Substack, I'm the Halfway Cafe, where I post my comedy there too, and write like sometimes more serious political columns and commentary. But I'm pretty relentless on Threads, Blue Sky, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere as the Halfway Post, and that's what I've been doing, writing political comedy for years.
Well, and I want to say, actually, first programming note to Dana, the next time it happens, look at your phone to see if mute has been automatically triggered for you, and you need to unmute. I think that may be what is happening, because it's just a guess on my part.
It could be, except I could hear you. I couldn't hear Dash.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well,
and it's
and we can hear you, but you can, okay. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, and the chat, Tardy in the chat just said that it happened on the Contrarian earlier, which actually makes me feel a lot better.
Right.
That it's not just me.
If it can happen to the Contrarian.
Well, that's kind of illustrious.
Right.
Welcome, Dash. I'm so sorry.
What I love about your writing is I'm not kidding you, every time you post something, I look at it and I go, is this satire or is he reporting the news for real this time? Like literally everything you post, I'm like, that's plausible enough that it could be a real headline.
Well, that's my whole shtick with the Halfway Post, is halfway real news. So, I mean, and especially lately, it's been like more like 99% true, where like the things I come up with are like, a lot of them kind of are true and probably are true. I just don't know it for a fact, like, probably somebody has said or done the thing that I'm talking about, like behind the scenes, but it's just not literally in the record. But that's what I like doing, is just that halfway kind of shtick. So it makes me feel better. It gets me through this fascist era that we're living in, and I'm glad a lot of people out there share my warped sense of humor. That's incredibly liberal.
Yes, your warped sense of humor is magnificent, and seriously, like the skill with which you take the real news and make it just that much more fucked up. And it really is a commentary on the era that we're living in.
Right.
That it seems like your headlines could be real. Like it really does. Every day you post something and I'm like, God damn it.
Possible.
Did we finally start reporting the straight up real news?
Yeah. And a lot of the stuff I do, I'm trying to like manifest good things. So like, for instance, yesterday I had a tweet go a little viral. I was hoping it would go so viral that somebody would act on it, but I'm trying to get people to like actually act on it. But I had this whole bit where I was talking about like Donald Trump is reportedly furious that Democrats will be broadcasting a live feed of his State of the Union speech from a thermal camera that shows if he poops himself, and he's furious that this Trump dump detector could get more viewers than the regular broadcast. And like that is totally something that should happen. Like if Democrats were better at politics, somebody should bring a thermal camera and we can all watch it and just see the moment Trump probably sharts himself, right? Like somebody please, like this is, I've been commenting
Trump
this a lot lately. Yeah, Trump dump detector. I thought that was kind of clever.
That's so brilliant. By the way, KR, I see that you've joined us. I'm going to wait a minute to add you to finish this concept with Dash. It is seriously fucking brilliant.
Right.
Yeah,
and I really wish, so many Democrats are rich, right? Like they make so much money off their stock trades. I don't understand. I don't particularly feel like that clever or anything, but I don't understand why Democrats don't just like pool their money and hire like 50 comedians that are funnier than me, mixed in with like really bitchy Gen Z trolls, right? And then like really sassy gay men, put them all in a room and just come up with like 100 ideas like that every single day to just troll Trump and take all the oxygen of the media commentary.
Honestly, that's my new fundraising goal. We're going to start a foundation that's specifically that. Let's add KR Byers to the conversation.
Yes. That was at 14 minutes. We need to clip that if Substack doesn't clip it.
Yeah,
and let's make that clip go out there.
Thing.
KR. Oh my God.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I am the luckiest
How are you?
lady
First
on
of
the
all,
internet
friend,
today.
I'm very sorry that I fucked up so massively this morning. Both to you and Dash, my biggest apologies. No one is going to believe that I'm actually a pretty good project manager, because in the last week, I have biffed so many things like this. It is not even funny. But here we are. And hey, have you guys ever met each other? KR and Dash?
I don't think so.
you guys need to know each other because you've
Okay.
got similarly twisted senses of humor.
This
So
is
yeah,
weird.
Hello,
yeah, I
Dash.
now
feel
it's
like
like an
Nice to
awkward
meet
thing
you.
where it's like, oh,
Yeah, you as well.
are we
it's
supposed
like
to
it's
be
a
best
cocktail
friends?
party thing where we maybe saw a warmer handoff is needed of like KR Dash writes halfway plausible satirical content online. Dash KR is also a hilarious creator online, and you are both fiercely liberal Trump haters. Can I get you fellas anything to drink? Might I recommend the black tea with oat milk? I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Or straight up coffee. KR, the last time you were on the show, you showed up in costume
Oh
as
my God.
a space pirate, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, was that, or was
That
it
was-
the head?
Oh no, no, the head I think was with Mouthy Renegade Writer.
Okay.
With-
Yeah, so yeah, it was the space pirate. Yep.
Yeah, it was
Painted space pirate mask.
and you were telling us that our ship had been conquered, I think, and we were under your command, or Earth was under your control, something like that.
I think that was during our pledge drive, right?
It was.
Yeah,
God, that
I
was
think
a
so.
long time ago now. It feels like we've seen you since then, but I can't recall. It's Swiss
There
cheese
he
head
is.
here.
Oh wow.
Oh my God, that is amazing. As I was getting ready this morning, I was thinking about the State of the Union that I watched for just a few minutes, as I was saying earlier, through the Mayday Network with Julie Roginski and Michelle Kinney before deciding, like, even with their fact checking, I can't stand listening to him. But I heard one part that I was like, I feel like I might have a joke for Dash that might be funny. And I
Okay.
haven't tried it out loud yet, but I'm going to do it here because the part I heard was when he said that he was lauding the men's hockey team for their win, and then he, as an aside comment, was like, and the women's team won too. They're also going to come, and
Yeah.
I got really angry because I was like, I
No, they're
was like,
not.
first
Because
of all,
they've
they're
already
not.
turned him down.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
already turned him down. That was a lie to fact check, but I was also like, it's not the only time he's ever said the women are going to come and they haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's immediately where my brain went, right?
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
got to be some joke in there that could be told in a funnier way because I'm not a comedian. But what's been good, yeah, that was what went through my head, was like, oh yeah, I'm sure Trump and his ilk are always promising the women that their women are the the punchline, and then promised that
Right.
pleasure is coming for them that is never incoming. And if those women, any of them, go to the White House, I'm going to be very, very angry.
I don't think they will. They seem pretty
think they
adamant
will.
against it.
I mean, they were so disrespected, right?
And there's,
Yeah, I read a thing today that who was it? I wanted to say it was Flavor Flav, but that doesn't sound right at all.
No, I think it was Flavor Flav.
Starter
Was it Flavor Flav?
Yeah, yeah.
Invited him to Las
yeah.
Vegas, and there's a bunch of companies that are pooling together to pay
Yes.
for it to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
heard they were in Vegas having a ball, but I didn't know why.
that is
So that-
brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. I don't know. So I found a person online yesterday, Barrett Adair. I don't know if you guys have heard of her.
Oh, I saw
So
you shared her.
she's an influencer, right? She's she's one of the like TikTok goddesses who like has like the perfectly beat face, like makeup is amazing and everything, and she is whip smart, and she has like a screed against the men's hockey team that I reposted it yesterday, and it is fucking brilliant. And she basically is just ripping them to absolute shreds, just reading them for filth. And apparently she's here on Substack. My new goal, Dana, is to get her on the show because she's absolutely hilarious. And Dash, it kind of goes to your earlier point, like, we need to find all of the funniest people we can get, all of the like Gen Z influencers that we can find, and put them in a room and get them to come up with the most ridiculous like burns that we could possibly come up with,
Right,
and just
and then
make all
when
of
they-
those go viral. So
Yeah, when they boost, have like a network for good that amplifies them and gives them their
Right.
first up and then let the internet work its magic and
Yeah, exactly.
see how they each play. I kind of love that idea. Like, where are my millions and billions to bring this to life? I don't know, but I would have you in that group, Dash. Like, let's form it.
Hey, if
Right.
someone in the Democratic Party wants to pay me, just sit, help me
Yeah.
spend even more days sitting at home all day coming up with ideas.
Right.
Right.
And KR, what are you doing, man? I feel like you could create some characters, like Space Pirate, that would be like the perfect foils or antagonists.
I would love to contribute, and then you guys can have all of it. You can have all the credit because I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible.
I see her.
My content has moved drastically towards non-political because I find that I am a much happier person now that I'm not reading the damn news every day. Like yesterday, I specifically. Yeah, exactly. Doom scrolling through doom and gloom all day is what it ends up being. And so, like yesterday, I flat refused to watch the State of the Union because fuck that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, if I have a theory, have you guys ever had like maybe a kid that loves to throw fucking tantrums in your life, just like wild off the wall tantrums? What happens when you ignore them? The tantrums get really, really worse for a minute, but then they eventually settle down. I have a theory that if like everybody who despises that piece of shit just all of a sudden stopped giving him attention, he would escalate further and further until basically he imploded and destroyed his own life. Yeah. I really do. I feel like that would happen because he would be at such a need for the attention he so clearly fucking craves that he would implode.
Yeah, I think that's as good a theory as any, and it makes perfect sense, right?
Don't put me out of business, though.
Right, Dash is like, no.
Oh, there's gonna always be dumb politicians for you, bro. There will always be dumb politicians.
Yeah,
but I feel like it's a strength when it's like the go low with the people who go low and get them in the mud, because my goal, I feel like I'm getting close. I'm kind of growing like a little fast right now on Twitter and Threads, but my goal, oh my god, it would be the accomplishment of my life to be called an enemy of the people directly by Trump. Like, I would just love that. That would be maybe the top achievement of a satirist, maybe.
Yeah, that would be amazing. My new life goal is to get published in the Taco Bell Quarterly, which is
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that post you did earlier.
The
That's
most
funny.
prestigious literary journal in America, in the world. So
didn't they say they had a poem like in the shape of
in the shape of the poet?
yeah, right.
Honestly, just reading the titles of the articles in this edition of the Taco Bell Quarterly, right? That's made me want to live and die.
Help me understand the Taco Bell Quarterly, because I missed that post and I'm not sure what that is.
The Taco Bell Quarterly is a new literary journal.
Really?
Yeah, in the same way that I think The Onion is the world's best newspaper.
Okay.
And The Stranger is Seattle's only newspaper. The Taco Bell Quarterly is the world's most prestigious literary journal.
Oh my god!
It's actually got some big minds and big comedy folks behind it, and so apparently it's really quality stuff. So
wow, so it's like a McSweeney's.
Yeah. The Taco Bell would be like, our meat's all fake, but our poetry is very spot on and real.
Right, like this Taco Bell.
I don't know the true story, but I'm imagining it's a little bit of it's the Taco Bell Quarterly because it's like that night that you go out and get really drunk and really high, and at 3 a.m. you're at home, kind of coming down, and you're like, I'm so hungry, man. Let's order Taco Bell. And like while you're eating Taco Bell at 4 a.m., you have the best ideas of your entire life.
I'm obsessed with that, and I'm puzzled of like, did Taco Bell endorse this? Did anybody ask? Are they going to get sued by Taco Bell? Does Taco Bell like the press?
Is it not actually Taco Bell affiliated?
No, it isn't Taco Bell's at all. It's
good luck to their lawyers, I guess.
Right?
I suspect in the same way, Dash, that you want to be called, an enemy of the state by Trump. They're like, sure, let Taco Bell's lawyers sue us. It'll just
it'll make them famous. Yeah.
Oh my God, that is a strategy. Lawrence, you're going to hate me for saying this, but I think your microphone is a little in overdrive. Does anybody else hear that?
All right. I'm going to crank down the gain just a little bit. I'm having a really hard time finding the sweet spot. So if people suddenly start saying, They can't hear me. Please let me know.
Oh,
Right.
it actually
You're
sounds
like-
normal on my end.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
You were the Goldilocks of podcasting.
When I lean in, it's really hot.
Always, Lawrence. Always.
All right. So, KR, you did not watch the State of the Union last night.
Nope, I have no idea what we said, but I did make some predictions. So if you guys did watch, I would love to know if any of this is true. Okay. I predicted that he would float his own boat. He would talk about how great he is and amazing of a job he's done.
Yep,
he would
true.
talk shit about former presidents and say that he's done better than all of them. He would try to make he definitely wouldn't bring up, because it was a big deal last time, Biden's State of the Union address when Marjorie Taylor Greene was there heckling him. Say her name. And I would guess that he didn't say any of the Epstein victims' names in any sort of apology to the victims whatsoever. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, the basis of my prediction. So was I on at all, or?
No, you're spot on. I watched about an hour of it. Yeah, he was. My prediction was he'd be a whiny little bitch, and yeah, spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did
He's
not
pretty
make
predictable at this point, honestly.
I did not make this prediction that it would be the longest State of the Union ever given, but it apparently
What was up with that?
In fact, the longest State of the Union.
But it was also predicted. Yeah, two points I know about it, because as I said, I watched it for only a few minutes. I heard the comment about the hockey team. But I read a bit about it. I read Paul Krugman's recap this morning. He also didn't listen. He said, "I'm not a masochist. I read the transcript instead."
Right.
So I was like, Paul Krugman, all class. Al Green, did you all hear about this? The Democratic
Yes.
Yeah.
I did hear about that,
representative from Texas held up a sign right in Trump's line of vision saying, "Black people are not apes."
Yep. He got escorted out
for that man.
Yeah,
Like,
round of applause. And he got kicked out, right? He got escorted out of the chamber for holding up that sign.
I'm sure he did, but not until I saw a lot of photos with, both our leader's face and that sign. And it was a pretty powerful image. And I hope a lot of folks in the news are elevating that. And I'm sure they're not. And then the other part was, it was predicted ahead of time that this was going to be a really long one. And it was the longest one of all time. And that makes me wonder why, because the dude is not eloquent. He does not have great stamina these days.
Right.
I can answer that, actually.
Why did he intentionally, what really made me angry when I first started watching it was I opened, I forget, I think CNN, one of the generic, legacy news sites, just to see the initial reaction. And I saw someone was retweeting or doing some sort of live feed commentary saying like, God, he's full of fire and energy. And I don't know what he's saying yet, but I'm all here for it. And I'm like, God, the tenor shouldn't get credit for clearing his throat, you guys. Like, he's the president. He should have a lot of energy. The fact that he doesn't appear tired shouldn't be a talking point. But the bar is so low it was. But after going on for that long, what I'm reading is it really dragged on.
Yeah. No,
What was the strategic decision there? Wrong answers only.
Wrong answers only.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I mean, I think if you have what you think is the right answer, let's hear that too.
Well, I'd like to hear your guys' answers first, because that sounds more fun.
So here's
and then
mine. My wrong
I'll go
answer
last.
is he was dragging it on, and it ended up being so long because secretly the United States was supposed to bomb Iran while he was speaking, but they couldn't figure out how to launch the warplanes off of the aircraft carriers in time. That's my guess. So he was up there waiting to be able to say that we had attacked Iran, and finally at the end he was just like, "Oh, fuck it."
Lawrence, I think that's a very wrong answer, because it's just theory, and it's the perfect answer I was looking for. Of like, well, he was filling time, and then they were all like the Keystone Cops, one of those old like slapstick like old timey movies, like bonking heads and like can't figure out how to turn the ignition on the plane, and then they're finally like, "Fuck it, tell them to stop talking. We're not going tonight."
Right.
And there's a laugh track.
Yeah.
I could make up another one.
Please do.
Dash, what do you have?
Well, I guess I'll start. I think the real reason is probably he just wants his name for the longest ever. You know, he's like, I think he's probably got medical issues. He's worried about his mortality, and he's
Yeah.
just trying to knock off, like, get his name in the books as many times as possible. Wrong answer. I think they probably just, or maybe it is the right answer too. They probably just, you know how you always accuse Biden of being like injected with drugs to like do any speech or any public event. Like with Trump,
Yes.
everything is an admission of guilt. You know, it's projection. So almost certainly that's what they did, right? Like, because there's a lot of you. It's pretty obvious he's kind of like sundowning. He's got low energy. So I think he was probably just his bloodstream was filled with some kind of amphetamine or something.
Right. There's a meticulous
Adderall.
combination of like meth and cocaine that,
Yeah.
like, it like first it had to like come together and peak and then slowly peter
Right.
out. And if he had stopped talking before that
Yeah.
had worn off, he would have actually died.
Yeah.
I love that.
Or
Yeah,
it was
we're
just the
getting
longest. It was just the longest time he'd gone without crapping himself or something. So he just wanted
Right.
to see how long he could go.
I
It's
have-
like, mommy, wow.
Yeah, I have the best speeches, the longest speeches. I can't do
Yep.
this
I
voice
can
well.
make up another one, which is I don't know if it's true that he spoke until midnight, but he had to speak until midnight East Coast time because that's when the statute of limitations on one of his biggest crimes
Yeah, right.
finally ended.
He had to filibuster for a while.
Right,
Yeah.
right. He was like, if I can just make it to midnight, it won't matter if this
Yeah.
finally comes out.
That's a good one. Here are a couple wrong only answers from the chat. Jeannie says it just scrolled up. He needs something that he can claim as being long.
Oh,
Zing. And then here's the second one. Where did it go? Myra says, I think he takes 2 hours a night to fully defecate and he can't walk while filling his diaper. These are the hot takes I'm here for. Keep them coming. If anyone else has
right. It's
any-
your vision, Dash. It's the humor council starting actually starting to get formed.
Yeah.
And Marnie says, I can't stand to look at or listen to the tangerine tyrant. It makes my blood boil. I was making dinner while it was going on because I'm on the West Coast, and I was literally like, I feel fucking sick. I have to turn this off. I can't listen to his voice. I couldn't even
fuck
see
that
him
guy,
because
dude.
it was. I haven't listened to him speak in a long time, and just
Yeah.
hearing that little bit, I was like, nope. And he was also just like, our economy is the best. He did say, blood boil comment. He said, we killed DEI, and everybody cheered in the chamber.
Oh,
Everybody, the-
and then he
something to
also-
celebrate.
There's something to
Fucking
celebrate.
Jesus.
No more diversity or inclusion in this country. And then he said something about how we got more people off government. Two comments. We got people off of food stamps. We got more people off of food stamps than anyone ever has. I'm like, by starving people.
Yeah.
By
Right.
starving
Keeping them
people.
off.
And then
By keeping the government shut down for the longest it's ever been fucking shut down, too.
Yeah.
Right.
Hell of an
And he
Keeping
had
them
achievement.
off right before Thanksgiving. Good job,
Here's-
bro.
Here's another
Good
one. He had
job.
the fucking audacity to say something about job creation and said, and with so much pride, all of those jobs were created in the private sector. I'm like, because you fired the
Yeah,
people
right.
in the public sector. And now it takes,
yeah.
120 days to get a passport.
And he's taking credit for all the jobs that Biden created with, all of the infrastructure plans, the
Yeah.
stimulus stuff that Biden did, like all these manufacturing jobs that they weren't built, those factories weren't built in the last year. So
Yeah.
taking credit for, the former president's work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did hear that he said, so I will say I'm not a huge fan of Morning Joe on News Now, but I did watch this morning, and they showed clips, and it was his most low energy moments. They did show a clip of the Al Green sign behind him, which was great, but also they showed a moment where he was bragging on the economy, and he said, apparently, the price of eggs is down 60%. And I was like, is it? Are they though? Is it? Because not in my grocery store, they're not.
Yeah. I went shopping yesterday and the prices are just wild. Like, quite a bit higher than a year or 2 years ago.
Right. Here's my, I've said this before, and it's a really weird measure, right? But I'm doing the keto diet right now. I've lost 20 pounds. Thank you very much.
Nice.
And, you know, like a pound of turkey breast is kind of like the perfect meal for me right now, right? Like I buy that and like half of it is lunch and half of it is dinner. It's a ton of protein. Great. The price of turkey breast per pound right now is like $13. It's like $12.99 in Fort Wayne, Indiana, which is supposed to have some of the lowest cost of living prices anywhere in the country. Like,
Holy shit.
You know, a year ago, 2 years ago, the price of a pound of turkey breast was like $6.99, $7.99, maybe $8.99 for the fancy stuff. And yeah, so, you know, the price of that one thing has doubled and not come down over the course of this period of time.
And can we talk about maybe the price of eggs has come down a little? I'm not sure if it has or not. I feel like eggs have stabilized, but maybe that's because we're not tracking bird flu anymore and risks. I haven't heard of anyone getting sick from eggs, thankfully, but like that was part of it, right? That there was a
there was massive
there were a lot of
bird
birds
flu that
killed
a
because
bunch
of
chickens, and so there was an egg shortage for a while. Yeah, exactly.
But I bought one bag, a pretty big bag, but one bag of groceries at Trader Joe's yesterday. And it was $130. And there was no wine. There was there was soap, but otherwise no beauty products, no pet food, just kind of the basics at Trader Joe's, which is usually cheap. And it was, $130. And that is a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of freaking money. Like that's unquestionably
insanity.
Stuff has doubled at Trader Joe's, I'd say, a lot of it. So,
did anyone watch any of the counter programming to the State of the Union? I watched the so Blue Amp kind of helped co-sponsor whatever. Defiance.org did State of the Swamp down in DC, and I watched that for a little bit, and you know thought it was interesting, but also like it was 4 hours long, and so an hour in, I was kind of like, okay, bye bye.
No, I watched Shameless.
Nice.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, I'm watching it. My girlfriend, she's never seen it, and it's taken me a few years of desensitizing her with other programs in order to get it to the point where she can sort of watch Shameless without getting so infuriated at Frank that she wants to break our television. So,
well, that's interesting. I started watching it with my. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Lawrence.
I know that Shameless is a TV show that lots of people love, but I haven't seen it. What's the general plot, KR?
I just started watching it with my kids, believe it or not.
Basically, the father of this family is just a deadbeat. He's a con artist, but he's really bad at it. And his kids have to kind of figure out how to survive without, you know, a dad or a mom in their life. Their mom's extremely bipolar and just disappeared from their lives years prior to the show. And so the kids are also, you know, con artists, but it's, you know, when you grow up poor, you have to kind of be, when you grow up that poor, you have to kind of be a little bit of a con artist. You have to learn alternative ways to survive because oftentimes, you know, the traditional methods that, you know, good people would use aren't going to work for you the same.
Right. And the kids span, the oldest daughter is, how old is she supposed to be at the start of the show? Maybe 23,
24. Yeah.
And the youngest is a baby. Said, And so she's very much the mom. And then it's Jeremy Allen White it was his first role. So he's like super brilliant at school. And the next younger brother is gay and is hiding it. And but they're all really, I've only seen maybe 5 or 7 episodes. We started it, and my daughter watched the whole thing. She loves it because my kids are they've seen Shameless. They get all embarrassed that they're watching it with their mom, and I'm like, when the racier scenes come on, and I'm like, I'm watching it with my kids, you guys. But it's really good, and it's William H. Macy is playing the dad, the drunk dad.
Got it. Okay.
And it's a really nuanced show because the characters are so flawed, but they are all sympathetic, at least in as far in as I have gotten. So that's fun. Also, I think this is kind of breaking-ish news that my friend just sent me. Bill Gates admits he had 2 affairs with Russian women, apologizes to staff over Jeffrey Epstein ties. Have you guys seen this? This is the New York Post.
Women? Was it women? Are we sure it was fucking women?
They are.
Yeah.
They were Russian women. Yeah, okay. We'll see, I guess. Only time will fucking tell. Maybe he's hoping if he admits to a little, they'll let go of a lot.
That's what this sounds
exactly
like.
it. This is
It's
called
while he
damage
was.
control.
Yes, it
Yeah.
says that happened while he was married to his now ex-wife, Melinda French Gates, goddess, and issued a groveling apology for his links with convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. He told staffers at his foundation on Tuesday that he flew on a private plane with the disgraced financier and spent time with him in the US and abroad, but didn't participate in any crime. He is trying to get ahead of it. I did nothing illicit. I saw nothing illicit. To be clear, I never spent any time with the victims, the women around me. Yeah, because and here's a picture from the files with a woman's face that's redacted. I did have affairs, one with a Russian bridge player who met me at bridge events, and one with a Russian nuclear physicist who I met through business activities.
Sure, Bill.
So,
Sure. We
Yeah.
believe you, bro.
And it looks like this was released 10 p.m. on the 24th. So that's last night on the Wall Street Journal. So this is the New York Post. My friend sent me the New York Post link,
Yeah.
but it's
and strategically right after the State of the Union, so it was likely to get buried.
Right. I was just going to say, like, as the State of the Union is happening, so people don't pay attention to it. Dash,
Right.
what is the Halfway Cafe headline for this one going to be?
For Bill Gates. I don't know. I've been doing a lot of Epstein content, but man, you know, the weirdest thing is like the State of the Union yesterday, when that morning, like the breaking news was that the DOJ got busted, like hiding the interviews that apparently, like, you know, some woman or young girl, I don't really know the victim, but she did like 3 or 4 interviews with the FBI, you know, accusing Trump of assault and maybe even a little bit of abuse and torture or whatever. And yeah, like it's like, you know, you really got to think behind the scenes, like these major mainstream legacy news organizations that are not reporting this stuff until they absolutely have to. It's like, are all the heads of those companies complicit in knowing and financing with Epstein and participating? Yeah. But it's like we're doing the State of the Union, and it's like the president just got busted in his like you know, Watergate's tape kind of moment of you know, now we have evidence of the cover up, and you know, who knows how this is going to unravel over the next coming weeks or months, slowly, as like maybe it's independent journalists like on Substack that are doing all the legwork to find this stuff, right? But it's amazing. It's like everybody acts like this is normal. And you know, I hate Politico, like in The Hill, you know, like a lot of these like you know, everyone has this access journalism, and just none of them are willing to burn any of their contacts. You know, they'll report all of the bitchy behind the scenes stuff of like Trump administration people, like, you know, backstabbing each other, but none of them will report the real things that like the media should cover, because God forbid they don't get invited to the parties or the galas, or they don't, you know, have the private text messages with Mike Johnson, or, you know, insert any Republican. And it's just it's so sad that our what is it, the Fourth Estate is so failing their kind of constitutionally protected responsibility to give us the news and report on our leaders.
Yeah, no, it's that is a great analysis of it. And like related, I know that there's something, I don't know all the nuances of like the Warner Brothers deal that's supposed to be happening right now, but there is something about how the Larry Ellison and his kid are apparently on the verge of like forcing their way into that one as well, so that now they would control CBS News and CNN. And I forget what other major news sources, but basically like we are really truly moving to like oligarchical state-owned media, right?
It's urbanization, like, essentially, like Orban in Hungary. That's how he, you know, basically cemented his last election wins. That they just, I think, like Orban's competitor got like 25 minutes of airtime across all the media of Hungary in their last election, and they actually have an election coming up in mid-April, I believe. So we'll see if Orban ekes out another win.
Yeah, and I know that you know, there was that thing with Colbert last week about, you know, having James Tallarico on. Apparently, Brendan Carr, the head of the FCC, has now said that he will decide which candidates get airtime. And the new thing is that you basically have to get permission from the FCC to have any political candidate on your airwaves.
Guess
how that's going to work?
You know what though? We're lucky though that this kind of fascism is coming at a time when no one gives a shit about the mainstream media or the
Right.
legacy institutions.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's
like
true.
they're all dying, right? Like I
Yeah.
have tweets that get more views than Colbert's show does. You know, like
Yeah.
so like fortunately, you know, they're taking over all these dying dinosaur institutions that are no longer profitable against like a 14-year-old in his mom's basement with a computer making content that gets more views than, you know,
Yeah.
all of CBS or something. So fortunately, the timing is working out a little good for
Ugh.
this oligarchic takeover.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unless
I
they
agree.
shut down the pipelines, because all of the companies ultimately,
We do
where that
need
14
to kind of plan for
Yeah.
what do they do? What do we do when the internet goes on the blink, right? Like
Get really
Right.
good VPNs.
Yeah, well, I've got a VPN.
Keep doing it.
I'm using a VPN right now. But I mean, I don't know. I know that it sounds extreme, except that every crazy thing that we've thought of that people told us was too extreme has sort of come to pass.
Yeah, that's true.
I do think we need to think about, like, what is it? How are we communicating? How are we kind of networking
Yeah.
and getting the word out in a situation where maybe we aren't guaranteed 24/7 internet access?
Rush
Right.
across the fucking border to Canada. That's
Yeah.
what we'll do. All of us at the same damn time, so they can't even
If all
stop
of us
us.
if all of us rush the Canadian border at the same time, they're
Yeah.
not going to get all of us.
But the most
Oh my
annoying
God.
part is they all have fuck you money and none of them will say fuck you. They won't go
Yeah,
1
that's-
year
Yes.
or 4 years at the most of Trump. Like just like Apple has more money than any company in the history of the world. And like Tim
Maddening.
Apple is going to like flying 4 hours across the country to go see the premiere of Melania, a straight up like money laundering front to
Right.
Amazon. It's
Right.
like, what the fuck? If Tim Cook is not saying fuck off, you know, telling the shareholders, you know what, to battle fascism, we'll just have slightly less profits for a couple years, and we're not going to just sell out the entire democratic experiment of America. Like, and
Right.
you have to imagine these people have each other's like phone numbers or emails. Like these CEOs can't just, or the universities that are giving in, or the law firms, they can't just text each other and say, hey, you know, I'm saying fuck you to Trump. Everybody get on board. If none of us go along with this, it's good for all of us. Instead,
Yeah.
they're all just sucking up to avoid one bad tweet from Trump, or you know, protect their bottom lines. And it's just, you know, it's sad that the greed, we're going into oligarchy and fascism solely so that they can have, you know, a little bit more growth
Yeah.
next quarter. So
Yeah.
You know,
frustrating.
what is the
Substack
fucking
AI, please clip that.
Wait, that was at let's see, 47 minutes. We have to remember that number too. I won't remember that number, but you know, maybe someone smarter than me will. What's the point of being a fucking billionaire?
Right.
Yeah.
You can't say fuck you.
Right.
And like
Yeah.
Tim Cook has to debase himself, like he can't retire
Right.
and live off his like I don't even know what he's worth, at least $1 billion, right?
Right.
They have
Right.
they have like private island bunker money, and like they're still gonna just debase themselves, ruin their entire legacy, probably ruin their
Yes.
companies. Like none of the people in the Trump administration care about any of these companies, and you have to keep sucking up. So like whatever you do to give in today, they're gonna come back and ask your lunch money in another month or two, right?
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to
Yeah.
keep going down that rabbit hole of always giving in, sacrificing all your morals and values, and selling out the American people and all their customers, right? Like,
All the claps and snaps for you. Yes.
Yeah.
I
mean,
have
think
no
about it.
aspirations to ever be a billionaire, obviously. But like, how great would it be to be a bit post-economic so that you can be like, you know what, if I lose on this, I'm still fine and I can have my moral code. Like,
right.
what is the point of having money if it doesn't buy you time and like your core sense of who you are and living up to
Right.
values?
Right.
And
Yeah.
if fighting fascism isn't part of that, then like,
Yeah.
what a waste of a human you are.
And
Right.
it's like Jeff Bezos with the Washington Post
Yes.
right now.
I was
like,
just gonna go there.
He has so much money. The Washington Post never has. It can be completely insulated from any kind of pressure, and he's
Yeah.
ruining this storied like legacy institution. He's just destroying it, firing all these people. Watching this thing that he bought, saying he would protect it, and he cared about the the integrity of the news and everything like that. And he's making like $1 billion a week or something right now, like in profits. And like he's still just giving in so that what Amazon, like how big does Amazon have to be before he stops worrying about giving into like this man baby president that's got this temper and attention span of a 6-year-old, right?
Yeah. I don't
Oh,
know. That's a very good question. I don't know how big any of them would have to be to stand up to him. I mean, the ones that have the most potential to have stood up to him have gotten in line and seem to be supporting him instead. You know,
right,
Elon
Right.
Musk, Jeff Bezos,
Zuckerberg.
you know, yeah, Zucker and well,
right.
yeah, and Zuckerberg. What a fucking pussy. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not trying I'm not trying to be discriminatory against vaginas or anything, but that guy is a huge, massive bitch, dude. Like, he seriously fucking like he rolled over like a fucking dog. He literally, like all of a sudden they win and he rolled over on his belly and went on Joe Rogan like, "Oh, I'm one of the boys. Oh my God, look at my fucking necklace and shit." Like, when he had spent years and years playing the other side, but
Yeah.
that's Zuckerberg in a nutshell, right? Like, if you go all the way back to the beginning of his career, that's like he sold out his friends in order to get Facebook going, right? Like, he's never been a good person. He's always been a coward.
Right.
And so it's just
and you kind of
horrible.
look at the misogyny baked into the system, right? Because literally Facebook in its original instantiation was basically hot or not, right? It was the
Yes.
Harvard version of would you bang her or not, which, and that is how Facebook got started.
Yeah.
And so I think we could just safely say that the assholism that started Facebook got baked into it from its very DNA.
Yeah.
That's so true.
I think it's obvious we're getting to the point where the next Democrats, if Democrats take over Congress and the presidency, they need to really ram through like anti-monopoly
for sure.
regulations and like get rid of the filibuster to pass whatever bill that they can, so that the Supreme Court can't invalidate it and rule it unconstitutional or whatever. But like the Amazon owning everything on the internet and all the servers and all the books, and like obviously like that's a lot of companies that need to be spun off and not all collected to buy all the competitors or just lose money forever and kill all the competitors. Same thing with Facebook, owning Instagram and buying up all their competitors. Like this is not free market whatsoever.
And Threads.
Yeah, right.
It's
yeah.
We're gonna go share these reels across all those properties. It is like it makes the brain hurt, doesn't it?
The thing that freaks me out is
again, they're how rich do they need to be? Like, how much do they need to amass while there are literally people in the United States that are struggling to pay their bills right now and are going to face homelessness because of the decrease of the value of the U.S. dollar, which has gone down exponentially just since Trump took office this last year. And the inflation that has also taken a hold as a result of his shitty tariffs that are now being deemed unconstitutional, so he didn't really even have the right to cause this, tariff war across our planet, but he fucking did it anyways.
So here's my one little prediction and self-plug. I wrote an article for Blue Ant Media called "I Want My $1,700 Back," which is basically like, essentially, we all know that the tariffs got paid, like 94% of the tariffs got paid by American consumers. The corporations technically have the best legal standing to sue for their money back because they paid it first and they literally have receipts. But it's going to be massively unfair because they passed all of that cost along to us.
Yeah, right.
And so there needs to be a new Tea Party.
Yeah.
Right? There needs to be a new "I want my $1,700 back" kind of campaign. Because what's going to happen is American consumers are going to get screwed again.
Yeah, Lawrence, it's going to be okay. Deep Gen X reference here. Better Off Dead. I want my $2. The kid who stalks him the whole movie because he owes him $2. Anybody? Better Off Dead. Did we watch this movie?
Sorry. Dana proving she didn't read my article. It's literally a thing that I referenced and a meme that I put in the thing that. Yeah, I literally took the "I want my $2" meme and kind of crossed it out and said, "This is me asking for my $1,700 in tariff refunds."
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's wild.
Hey, Jen Bud says in the chat, "Women are way tougher than men. Calling someone a pussy should mean they are strong, persistent, and should be a compliment." No diss on KR, but I think we all kind of want to move away from that, that kind of language.
As you were saying it, I haven't had a chance to jump in yet and be like, what are other words we can use? Because it is the wrong side of the political aisle that uses all feminine language to say people are weak. Like they call men pussies, they call them bitches, they call them cunts.
Right. I
cucks.
mean,
What
there's the
like
classic Betty White quote, right, where she's like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was just
oh,
thinking
let me
you
that.
take a pounding, like you
Yeah.
should call them balls. Like you graze
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
man's
yeah.
ball, a testicle, and he's
Yeah.
bent over in pain for a week.
Well, and see, the thing is even though it is, I agree, and that's like I did immediately apologize in chat for the use of those phrases. If you go up and look, so
Yeah, no,
I went in and
I
typed
saw
it
that,
out.
KR. And,
So,
KR is one of the good ones.
But
everyone,
it's
so.
it's even if we're fighting against it, everybody knew what I meant, right? And
Yeah.
that's unfortunately
and it
right
is the
now we
language-
don't have phrases like coward's a good one, and I tried to correct myself at the end and call him a coward because that's ultimately what he is. But it doesn't matter across all spectrums of across all people, even if you don't agree with it, you knew exactly what I was saying, and that is a problem. We shouldn't have to call people a degrading term that references female genitalia or any sort of female dog or anything like that in order to degrade their bravery, but it's effective.
Yeah. Language is a conundrum, right? Because in some ways we talk a lot about messaging and how to kind of reach the people that aren't hearing Democratic messaging. And one of the things that Democrats get slammed with is like the wokeness and the being overly policing language. But policing language is important because the words that we use are important. It's a piece of the moment in time that we're in is we are wrestling not just with the structure of our very society and the patriarchy and the misogyny and the racism and the misogynoir and everything else that this society is built upon, but literally like the language that we use to describe it to each other. So yeah,
Dan Savage on his podcast, what I love that he's adopted is he tells people they need to ova up instead of man up because he's switching the language, and it's kind of become part of his vernacular. If I listen pretty regularly to Savage Love, and he'll be like ova up, and I'm like,
yeah,
do
it's
that.
kind of hard. It's kind of hard because so many phrases and words that we use do have terrible connotations.
Right.
And like I found this one out recently. It was highbrow, which I use highbrow, lowbrow. I always think about that in terms of like highbrow art, like, oh, it raises your eyebrows because it's so good.
Right.
And then you look it up, it's like, oh no, that has to do with like a racial hierarchy of like highbrow, like people from Africa being like subhuman. It's like,
Jesus.
shit.
Oh, really?
Like,
I had no
Yeah,
idea.
I didn't know that either.
I guess like no one
Yeah.
really uses it that way. No one intends that way, but it has that racial. So it's like,
I never knew that. God.
Yeah. Well,
Language
you
is
look it up. There's a
fascinating.
lot of words and phrases that we use and don't think of the racial connotation that it derives from. But
yeah, Lisa
there's a
Brantley in the
lot.
chat says, "I personally like limp dick," which that's a good term. Maybe we kind of use that one. Anything that implies a flaccid penis kind of strikes to the toxic masculinity at the core of the of the bros on the other side for sure.
Yeah, and that would be a good one for him. He is a limp dick prick. So I mean that would have been but see, then even like calling someone limp wrist, like that one is that one is a derogatory,
gay, anti-gay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, so it's like
limp wrist is anti-gay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because
what does it refer to?
Just
like
the
a feminine
movement. Somewhat effeminate, men over the ages,
Well, and even female.
Lawrence?
The word female is supposed to be anti-black, right? Because fae being anti, right? Or fae is the gosh dang it, Latin context, meaning like to be lesser than. So it's lesser than male. So it's both sexist, but it was first being applied to black women in the South. So it's sexist and racist to use the word female.
Wow.
Wow, I did not know that. I was just having a flashback insert going back in time to when many years ago, I like when we were growing up, when Lawrence and I were growing up back in the day, being the Gen Xers we are, the word gay was just a pejorative. You'd be like, that's so gay. It was a very commonly used expression, and we
Trust
used
me,
it.
Growing up as a gay man in that era, like hearing that's so gay, there's a level of mindfuckedness that I'm still not beyond.
Yes, and I remember, I was new to Seattle, so in my mid-20s, and like sort of tossing that out and like being tongue-in-cheek, like intentionally using an old reference, and you were like, please don't say that ever again. And I was like, oh my God, I won't. And like That was it. It was gone.
Yeah.
But I mean, Katy Perry has a song called "You're So Gay." Like it's still used, but I don't feel like as actively as it once was.
Yeah. KR, I want to say I really appreciate you apologizing. I could see the moment you said it that you were like, "Oh fuck, I shouldn't have said that."
Well, then I tried to correct myself, and I ended up using the word "bitch." Fucking anxiety.
I'm
like, gosh, dang it!
Thank you, brain.
Yeah, thank you, brain. You couldn't have come up with anything else, really.
I know. Dash, when you pull together that group of the think tank of comedians and influencers who are going to take down this regime, we need pejorative. Like the reason it's fun to call people a bitch is because the word is emphatic, right? It's layered in misogyny, and it's also like it's fun to say, right? You're such a bitch, like.
Right.
Ugh. So we need some like say you're such a limp dick. It doesn't have that same like phonemic pow pow. So we need a think tank on this, and then we need like a list of new terms that we're going to try to make fetch happen. We're going to try to make new language happen.
Yeah, honestly, it's true.
Yeah.
I also want to say thanks to Jen Budd for jumping in and saying something in the chat. You know, on this show, like we want to have conversations like this. You know, Dana and I are both absolute word nerds, and
yes,
you know, this is a part of the moment that we're living in, is this like debate over how we even talk about talking, and and it, you know, it's a big deal. So
yeah, I can hear
to UKR and Dash for you being here, and just the complexity.
Well, and I'm not gonna to anybody who ever comes and watches me in the future, I'm not gonna make any promises that I won't accidentally let up and slip. I'm working on it, but coming from the area I've come from, I've made a lot of improvements on the words that I use to degrade other people. Trust me. Fucking trust me. I promise.
Well,
I've made.
You know, imagine like 50 years from now, how many normal words we're using right now that will be offensive in the future. You know, language is such an evolving, changing thing. Like all of us have beliefs and ideas and quotes. You know, everything. Like we're all writers, right? We've probably written so many things that, like, in 50 years, there's gonna be a lot of cancelable things that people are gonna think we're trash.
Right.
It's like, well, whatever.
We listen, they're gonna be like, "Did you hear how many times they said the word the?"
Right.
Yeah.
I can just hear how this would be framed from the wrong side of the political aisle. It's like they're being so PC and they're being so woke. No, we just know that language matters and it evolves. And I want to read this quote from Sandra in the chat. So the consensus should be that we don't call people bitch, cunt, or pussy. And I'm like, those are three pretty good ones to just be like, yep. As pejoratives. Yeah. And that's nuanced, right? Because if I'm like, you know,
I know we're at time and we need to close out, but Dana, it makes me think, you know, Dana knows this, and I've said it out loud. You know, I had a work experience a couple years ago with a person that I was working for, a boss who I once thought was my friend, who turned out she was in fact not my friend and really horrible to me. And through that entire experience, I like at every turn I was like, it would be really natural to kind of call her a bitch or a cunt right now. Like those words definitely were the first ones that came to mind, and it was very intentional to refer to her as a fucking asshole every time I talked about what she was doing, because it wasn't about gender. It was the fact that she was being a fucking asshole to me. Like you know, and so I'm not like holding myself up as a paragon of virtue. I'm just saying, you know, like language is important, and I wanted to make sure that people understood that my complaint against her had nothing to do with misogyny or gender. It had to do with the fact that a person that I thought was my friend betrayed me in the deepest way possible and ended my career for her own betterment. And that isn't because she was a woman or a man or in anything. It was because she was a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
And if she's here listening,
right. And if she's
here listening,
asshole. Tracy, you're a fucking asshole.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
And Yanni in the chat is just saying, just motherfucker.
Right.
Although, you know what? That's not
even
great.
That, right, is problematic, right? Because,
right.
All right.
As
well,
a mother who
solve this now.
As a mother who enjoys.
Once again, my deep apologies to both of you for fucking up our booking today, but this was kind of great, and I loved it. I hope that you will both come back either together or individually at some point in the future when we intentionally book you and know who's supposed to be showing up.
Yes. The
'cause we
moral
love
of the
having you both
story
here.
is
Thank you so much.
the moral of the story is DM me.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh my God. Well, we love you both. I hope that you're leaving the cocktail party best friends now. You know, they're like, wow, I went to that party and met this
Right, come on my
cool
show.
person. Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to invite Dash to come on mine as well. So
Yes.
Cool.
And if you're not reading KR and Dash, please go subscribe to both of them. I promise Dash will blow your mind with headlines that seem like they should be real, but are satire at its best written. And KR makes me laugh literally every fucking day with the stuff that he posts and his take on everything. So please go subscribe to these guys.
100%. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks to everyone in the chat. You all are amazing. We love you. We mean it. And we will see. Well, I will see you tomorrow for Fine Feminist.
Yes.
Excuse me. We had Andra on yesterday. We have Andrea on tomorrow. Andrea Hoffman. Speaking of confusing guests and conflating names, I have been wanting to talk to Andrea Hoffman for a long time. It should be a spicy, fun conversation. So I hope to see you all there.
Thanks,
Bye, everybody.
Love you, mean it.
Bye.
Bye.
See you, everybody.
Bye.